What is really exciting about this project, I believe, is that is really taking this technology, which at the moment is still something that only experts can actually do, and deploy it in a form that is actually very useful for people to solve the problem that are of interest to them. So, I mean, you can use deep learning indirectly in Google. For example, you can upload your images to Google Drive, and Google will tag them for you with the labels that are of interest to Google. However, if you want to take your images, and first of all, maybe you do not want to upload them to Google because that's data that should not go on a cloud. You have a privacy issue, or you just do not wish this data to get out of your office, then that's not a solution. But most importantly, I think what this allows you to do is also to customize machine intelligence to what you need to do for your application, which is not something Google would do for you. For example, if you want to search a specific category, it's something that this box would be able to learn, and then you would be able to use it to solve that problem which is of interest to you. If Google doesn't have that as a predefined action or concept that can recognize in an image, well, you will be out of luck. So I think what is really important here is that we are bringing this technology to a level in which people can use it for what they need it and they need to do in their own professional life or personal life. So very often when people think about computer vision, they think first of all about vision in humans because that's their experience of the natural world. So you as a human can take a picture and you can very easily tell what's in it. You could say, for example, that there is a person, a cat, a table, a kettle. And for you, this is completely effortless. But actually, the truth behind that is that almost 70% of your brain is actually dedicated to solving this particular data analysis problem. So although it seems very easy for you, in fact, it's actually a very complex computational problem that is being solved by the brain. Now, deep networks are an attempt at reproducing some of this functionality in a computer. So deep network is a big model. It is a mathematical model at the end of the day because we're talking about engineering and science. We're not talking about science fiction. It's just a mathematical model, a function that you're learning. But it's a very complex function, a function that no human could possibly design or construct by hand. It's not possible for a mathematician, a statistician, or an engineer to sit down and design this model, this function manually. So what you do instead is build this function with some parameters that are undetermined, and then through a training stage in which you show the machine lots of examples, the machine is able to learn or determine the parameters that actually solve this particular problem automatically. So this is really the key behind machine learning and deep learning in particular. A lot of things that were impossible before, become possible. So computer vision, image understanding are really able now to make an impact on the real world. So with deep learning, you can really target a lot of different problems. So it could be object recognition, telling whether an image contains a cat or not. But you could also say where the cat is in the image. You could crop it in the sense of cutting it out. That's called segmentation. You would be able to say what is the pose of the cat, maybe even what the cat is doing. But at the same time, you could use this technology to solve other problems, like, for example, identifying people in an image. You can use deep learning to go well beyond images. You can use it for understanding text, doing machine translation of text from one language to another. It is possible that deep learning will allow us to make all these different bits of intelligence become fused in a single unit, a single sort of artificial brain, if you want to call it that, although I don't like that term very much, that would be capable, just like the human brain, of solving this huge variety of different problems with one box. Sort of universal intelligence is something that is becoming closer and closer, I believe. And in fact, this is one of our research topics that we are working on in Oxford at the moment.